Good morning. This is Crystal with Whole New Perspective. Guys, most of you are starting to wrap up your spring and summer gardens and you're heading into fall. My summer garden is really just starting to take off. I was running behind. Now you all have seen me harvest quite a bit of this basil, and I'm going to go ahead and harvest the rest of it to make more pesto. But my large tomatoes are coming on. I have already harvested several, but they're starting to come on more now. And I've also harvested quite a bit of cherry tomatoes, and they're coming along still pretty nicely. I put some down in the bottom of these tomatoes. I put some in the bottom of those tomatoes. Need to go ahead and harvest those onion tops. I've been harvesting from these okra plants. These will be ready. A couple more of them will be ready in a few days. Gotta get all these peppers harvested. I think I'm gonna go ahead and pickle them. I may stuff these. These are large ones. I may stuff them. These tomatoes are still growing. Look at the mushrooms down in there. Someone says that's good for the soil if I have mushrooms, so I'm gonna go with that. Tomato plants here, and I've got the basil down in there. I think I'm just gonna harvest all the basil. Someone's cutting grass this morning. I'll be harvesting some of this beautiful, beautiful Egyptian spinach. One thing about the Egyptian spinach is that once you cut it, you want to let it get 2 feet, about 2 feet tall, and it is roughly 2 feet tall. And then you're just gonna clip it, and then it bushes out. And I'll have even more. So this is really good to put in our, I use it in my sandwiches. I've been eating it with my smoothies, So this is really good to have. It has grown really great over the summer. So if you don't have greens that can grow well over the summer, think about this Egyptian spinach. Harvest this basil. I've got to go ahead and get my holy basil, get all of this holy basil harvested and dried. And I may harvest some more lemon balm. My ginger is still growing. It's still growing. So I'm gonna let it get a little larger. I may harvest some green again like I did last year because I do like the taste of the leaves. I may harvest some of that. I had some cucumbers. My husband must have come out and harvested those. So I think it's time for me to go ahead and move this. We've had lots of cucumbers this year, so I'm going to move this. I have another plant that's growing, so I may just plant it in there. My Jamaican sorrow is growing, growing, growing. Thank you, Linda. Thanks, Tina. Got these plants from Dan's Permacultural Food Forest. Looks like they are being eaten down here. So they are growing nicely though, some of them are. Put some onions in here, some green tops to kind of help with things. You can see those. Let's see. I did write the names on it. I can't read it right now. I don't have my glasses on. So I will write that in here so that you can see what those are. And I did put a couple, 2 plants here. Those are different plants. I'm growing in here. This is one of the plants that I have from Dan. Have some green onions in here. These are tomatoes. They're not going to do well. It's just too shaded back here. These are sweet potatoes. Yeah, I don't know if I'll end up with any potatoes in there either. These are my bay leaves. They've really grown from last year. I gotta go and see what this is and get this out. But these are the bay leaves. This one was down here all this time in more shade. Looks like it preferred that. This one was in a lot of direct sunlight. It didn't grow as much. So looks like they prefer shade. A little shade, which surprises me. I thought they would have done a lot better being bay leaves in the sun. But looks like the one that stayed in the shade did a lot better. This rosemary is doing pretty good down here. It prefers a little bit more shade, it appears. This is Yacon. I think I'm pronouncing it correctly. I've been growing this. Didn't realize that there was still some down in there. And so I haven't harvested it. I didn't harvest it last year. And I'm not going to harvest it this year. I just want to continue to let it grow to a decent size. I don't remember which one these are. I put these are from seeds. So I'll see what they are later, but I grew those from seeds. I want to say it's Cushaw. I want to say that all of these are Cushaws down here, but this is Cushaw also. I'm not positive though. That is zucchini. So we'll see how everything does. I am back out to harvest this Egyptian spinach. I should have harvested it a little earlier in the morning, but I'm gonna go ahead and get it now. They are about 2 feet, and I'm gonna harvest about the top 6 inches of each of these, and then it should bush back out, and I'll have a lot more Egyptian spinach. I'm going to probably put some of this on, I'm going to use some of it like lettuce, and I'll use some like spinach. This is how I left it, so we'll see how it grows from here. Very hardy green to grow in the summertime. This is my harvest. I'm going to go ahead and get it all washed up, dry it off, and then I'll put it away for later use. Thank you so much for coming along with me for this gardening update. If you haven't done so, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.